Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is UFC fighter Alvin Hines. Hello, Alvin. How are you?
Very good, very good. Excited to be here.
And how great does it sound to be a UFC fighter?
I don't know, man. It's still uh I guess even when I say it to myself right now, it still sounds kind of funny. But it is it's a reality now. So I guess I better get used to saying it.
And when did you find out that you will be fighting on UFC 317?
How long has it been now? Like 5 days, 6 days maybe. And like I said, it's still setting in. There was a lot of medicals and stuff to get in, a lot of everything, paperwork and stuff. That was probably the biggest part of it. Now I'm just excited to get in there and show you guys that I deserve this shot.
And what was the first thought? Because I believe that it can be like a lot of thoughts in just one moment because the news is such a big thing. But what was the first thing that came to your mind when you find out?
I that it was God given, man. Because there was some ups and downs. There was some stuff about me being too old. People commenting about that. There's that new rule for the contender series, 31 and under. There was just a lot of stuff playing into it, and you know, I had to really make a decision, and I just kept training, and it ended up being in my favor. And I really think that did have something to do with all my prayers. So it worked out, and like I said, I'm still just in shock, kind of.
And did you have any chance to watch any of fights of your opponent? Maybe
Oh
fights,
yeah,
maybe like highlights.
oh yeah, fights and highlights, and I think it's actually a really good matchup. Uh, we're two different kind of fighters, but I'm more rounded than he is. Yeah, he might be a better striker. He has more credentials and stuff to me, but I ain't a brand new striker either. So, and I know my grappling's better than his. You know what I mean? This is MMA. This ain't just kickboxing. So I feel like it's a great matchup, and he's gonna have a really hard time.
And of course, he's a very good striker. But you, like you said, you can mix the few things in one time. So you probably when you are fighting like more of the like pure striker, it's good to keep him guessing. Let's say.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. I ain't gonna sit and let him play his game. Like from what I've watched, I mean, he's got 9 finishes with a left hook. I wonder what he's gonna be trying to set up. But you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. We're not gonna let him play his game. He's gonna think twice about just signing a contract anymore. He's gonna be like, man, let me see here. Maybe I want to look into this a little bit more, but that's all right. You know, I just I can't wait to show you guys. I ain't just some dude walking off the street, but that's what he does have on his shoulders. Man, I better not get beat by this dude just walking off the street. So he's got all that to worry about. All I got to do is go in there and do my regular business, fight my fight.
And for him, it can be a little bit like problem because he was preparing for one fighter, and of course on the like UFC level, the fighter who has a UFC fights, and right now he got a fighter who is making his promotional debut, and he also need to do his research quite quickly because he there is not much of the time.
That's right. Yeah. And that's another thing. Like he ain't just studying like one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm a more rounded guy, so he's got a lot more to study than just my striking. I'm not saying that he doesn't have other skills, and I'm not underestimating him at all. I mean, look at he wouldn't be where he is if he was a chump. but it makes studying a guy a lot easier when he's really dependent on one thing. I mean, he flat out said, I don't want to fight a wrestler. I don't want to fight a grappler. Well, I'm good at all of them. I mean, and I'm getting better all the time. So here we go, baby. Let's go.
And actually, your situation like indicates how MMA is a crazy game because when the year begin, you were 4-0, and then you won three fights, and then you can win also your UFC debut. So in just 6 months, you would win four bouts. So it's, I think, a kind of crazy thing.
I like that. I like when the odds are against me. I like showing people, hey, where the heck did this guy come from? And I can't wait to do that again. Uh, I don't know if you guys see my last one. It says wrestler and stuff on there. Grappler. I didn't wrestle in college or anything like that. I just wrestled in high school, and I wasn't even that good, man. Like, but but I head kicked my last guy. I've been wanting to do that for you know ever, and it just shows like I can do other stuff too, and that's why it's MMA. It's mixed martial arts, not just kickboxing.
And actually, Valdez is also a very good heavyweight. So it was impressive that you finished him, and also I think that finish him.
Third round.
Yeah, yes,
Third.
that's right. In the third round, because like in heavyweight division is like usually the first round knockout, but third round is also like super impressive because it means that you can carry this kind of power and your like IQ in the fight, even later on when you are a little bit more tired.
Never tired. No, Billy, the guy I fought, Billy Ray Valdez, he had a good gas tank too. We both did a lot of conditioning for that fight, and you could tell because we were both banging still in the third round. So, but yeah, like you said, it goes to show I can go the distance with the gas tank still, and I'm gonna fight till the bitter end. So he better be ready.
And of course, it was a really big win for you. And also in your pro debut, you defeated a fighter who later on fought in the contender series. You submitted him. It was Latus. So I think it's also it's a kind of nice thing that you could beat a really good fighter even at the beginning of your career. Of course, he was also like at the beginning stage of his career, but in the end, it's still a big win for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The two's a dog, and you know, he did really good after that fight. He did bump down the light heavyweight, but I seen he took a couple fights back at heavyweight. Yeah, uh, people kept bringing him up. They're like, "Oh, you beat Philip Latu," and I'm like, "Yeah, that was my first one. Actually, that was my first pro fight." And I remember I wasn't used to elbows, and I shot in on him, and I had my head on the outside, and he was elbowing me in the ear, and I was like, it was going black like every time, and I'm like, "Oh man, I forgot they can do that now," and I had to switch positions. And then my fourth pro fight, I was elbowing Tyler Escamilla, and I'm like, bro, I know that hurts. So that's one thing Phil taught me out of that fight. I ended up knocking him out like that with them elbows.
Yes, actually, these elbows are really a vicious one, and it's of course not the same. But the Travis Brown back in the days got this kind of finish. I believe even too with Josh Barnett and someone else that he just elbowed his opponent to the knockout.
Yeah, I mean, that's a bad place to be hanging out when those elbows are coming, man. Vicious, vicious.
And when I studied your career, I like found something quite interesting because you made your amateur debut according to Topology in 2011, and then you got like 11 years break. So at that point in 2011, was it for you just one and done, just to try it and move on with your life?
Yeah, kind of. We were training out of a garage actually, and like one of the most important, we'd always have like beer on ice. Make sure we had that for after practice, and we called it the Hippo's Nest. It was like me and my buddy Wes Ronke and Danny Sular. And that was pretty much our main guys, us three. But we were in really good shape, man. We didn't know a lot of striking, but we did a lot of wrestling. And yeah, it just was kind of the one and done thing. And then I went on and worked pipeline and stuff like that. So, uh, like that's what first sparked my interest. And it was my buddy Wes got me into it.
So 11
Let me
years.
know even what MMA was really.
Yes, it was like 2011 was like totally different times that than it is now.
Very, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was but like I said, and that was a really cool experience. I didn't even really know how to like throw a proper punch until I went to Average Joe's in Arizona. And I remember I went in there and it was sparring and I got pieced up and I'm like, oh, so that's what's going on. And his wife showed me how to like actually sit down and throw a regular punch. And I'll never forget that. I go and visit him every time I'm up in Arizona and stuff. And like I still go back there and all the training I've been doing since then is crazy. But yeah, I took that long break and then got back into it and super glad I did because I would have never dreamed that this was what was going to happen.
So did you feel after this 11 years, did you feel like a kind of spark that you want to try it one more time?
Well, I was doing some jujitsu and stuff, competing all over in that. Uh, like went to the uh, ADCC trials and stuff, made it to the second day as a white belt, stuff like that. And it was just really cool. And then some of the coaches were like, "Hey, you should start punching people again." And I started doing some personal sessions at Jay-Z Kickboxing and stuff for my striking and training jiu-jitsu and took a Muay Thai fight, lost that. It was actually against my teammate, Steven Asplund. Lost that and then started doing MMA. And it was kind of just, like, oh, yeah, I'm doing it. Even the Philip Latu fight, I was just kind of still, oh, yeah, whatever. Fighting MMA was cool and all. And then I got out of a relationship and I'm like, ah, I'm gonna try the fighting thing, man. I'm gonna really dump it in, and like go all in on it. And got hooked up with the boys at the basement gym, and the rest was history, man. It expanded from there, and I met so many good people and have so many people on my side, my sponsors and stuff. It just all made this big dream come true.
So it was definitely a good decision, and also I think that for the heavyweight division you are definitely not old because it's kind of rare to see just 20 or 21 years old heavyweight who is successful fighter. But I think that when you are 33, you definitely have a lot of years in fighting in the on the highest level in the UFC. So in the end, I think that for flyweight it you would be on the wrong side, let's say, but for heavyweight, definitely not.
I guess I mean I don't know 100%, but I guess it's a rule now. They don't take you. It's 31 and under for contender series. That's I could be wrong, but that's what I was told. And so yeah, it was kind of a bummer for a little while there, but I kept training because they did tell me be ready for a short notice fight. And that is kind of hard to just, keep training for short, like staying in fight camp. But I ended up doing it uh along with the help with the guys at the basement and down at Ultimate Combat with Hobby and Waldo and them. They kept me on the right track and just thank God I kept training, man. I was in shape and they called and let's go, baby. Let's go. Yeah, you're right. I'm not too old. The guy I'm fighting is the same age as me. Derek Lewis is like 40. Uh, yeah, it worked out. It worked out.
And also in the heavyweight division, it's also quite similar to flyweight that there sometimes are like kind of crazy matchups because even like Derek Lewis in like a few weeks will fight against fighter who is, I believe, 1-0 in the UFC. So in the end, it's like not out of the possibility that you will win one or two fights and you will get some rank opponents or the opponent's opponent with a big name because the heavyweight division is just a little bit crazy.
Yeah, it's a uh well shallow too. I mean, there's not a bunch of heavyweights. And I think they're looking for not just more heavyweights, but exciting heavyweights too. One sec here. Exciting heavyweights. And that's always what I try to do is make it exciting. So they found the right guy. Looking forward to it, man.
And of course, you also will be fighting in the really big show because it's like a stacked card. There is a like super huge main event. And do you like from the fans' perspective? Are you interested in these fights? And who do you think will win the like main event, Ilya against Charles?
Euphoria. I I'm horrible with people's names. Probably I might even be saying it wrong, but that's who I think's gonna win. That guy's a dog.
Yes, yes, I would agree that he's a favorite because what he's done in the featherweight division. But of course, Charles got this kind of like tools that he can be a danger in like every position.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And he goes on like these runs of just being super good, and then like lately. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't watch a bunch. I watch heavyweights. I don't watch a bunch of the other weights. I got to start watching more, keeping up on more stuff. I'll get better at that, but I mostly just watch like heavyweights and heavyweight technique videos.
And,
Like I said, man, it's still crazy. I'm a UFC fighter. Appreciate you guys having me on these, man, for real.
and do you think that in like next few days you can feel some nerves or stress because the like moment can be really big? There will be a lot of people. Everybody is talking about UFC 317. So do you think that it will get to the moment that you will be like quite nervous?
You know, you're always like nervous. It ain't that I'm scared of fighting the guy. I'm scared of letting my fans down, letting the people that support me down, my teammates and stuff. And I get the most nervous probably when you're in the back getting your hands taped, right? Uh, Waiting back there is just nerve wracking. Maybe walking out. I've never walked out in front of this many people. I heard it's kind of shocking. My teammate Tommy Peterson, it's a lot walking out, especially your very first time. And I guess it's a really big one. It's a big card this time, but you know, it's all going to be a learning experience. And I've always been good at overcoming stuff pretty quick. And like I said, I'm there to fight. Once all I gotta do is get to that ring. Once I'm in the ring and the door closes, we're good. We're good because it all like shuts down and then it's back. It's business. Same thing I've been doing. I'm here to fight that guy across from me. Easy money after that. It's the stuff before that. That's what's stressful.
Yes, like the walking to the cage can be the most stressful when you feel this kind of other things because when you are in the cage, of course, it's just you and your opponent. But before it can be a
Yeah,
little bit problem.
that's what I that yeah. I'll mentally prepare myself for that once I get there, I'll start thinking about that a little more. Right now I'm just drilling my game plan over and over and over, drilling it in my head over and over and over. Keeping up, just my regular routine with training. I'll worry about that little walk to the cage after, even if I got to close my eyes most of the way there. It's whatever. Uh, like I said, we're just going to get to the cage, stick to the game plan, and we're going to beat this guy. It's going to be awesome, man.
Okay, Alvin, so many thanks for the time and for conversation. I hope that you will win this fight. I think that it's like, of course, it's quite a good opponent, but I hope that you will get a finish. Who knows? Maybe some additional money, and you will get your like journey with the UFC started with a big win.
When we yes, we're gonna when we do. He's gonna be overwhelmed and fall into exactly what we want him to do. I could see it. I played it in my head 1,000 times. By the time fight day comes, who knows how many times I'll play it in my head. And then if I stick to the plan, flawless. Let's go. Let's go.